When you create a pivot table, Excel sorts the data into an order that makes sense according to its internal rules. For example, if you have monthly data, then the program will sort the data in order of month, January, February, and so on, and text values tend to be sorted in alphabetical order. In this movie, I will show you how to change the sorting order both for numerical fields in the body of the pivot table and also for the labels. In this movie, I will use the sorting sample file, which you can find in the Chapter 3 folder of your exercise files archive. This is a fairly simple pivot table, and it contains sales data for the months of January and February for a given year, and also the sales are divided out by department. You'll notice that the top level of organization is month, and months are sorted in sequential order, January and then February, and the departments are sorted in alphabetical order, balance, dance, play, sport, and work. But let's say that I want to sort the pivot table so the numerical data is in either ascending or descending order. To do that, I right-click any cell that contains data, and not a summary, but any cell that contains data in the body of the pivot table. And then, in the shortcut menu that appears, point to Sort, and then I can select Sort smallest to largest, largest to smallest, or more options. In this case, what I want to do is display the largest values on top, so I'll click Sort largest to smallest. Doing so causes Excel to sort the pivot table data within the existing structure. So in other words, I had a second level of January, and then the bottom level, the first level, is the department, so work, dance, sport, play, and balance. And you'll notice that the sorting only occurred within one of those major units, in this case, month. So I have the monthly data sorted in descending order for January by department, and I have a similar effect here under February. The data goes from largest to smallest. If you want to undo a sort that you've applied, you can either click the undo button or do as I'll do now, which is pressing Control-Z. Doing so undoes your last action. In this case, it was a sort. Now let's say that you want to sort based on label data instead of the data in the body of the pivot table. For example, let's say that I wanted to have my departments listed in reverse alphabetical order. To do that, I can go over to the pivot table fields pane, and I want to sort by department. So I'll hover the mouse pointer over the department field header. You can see that it turns green, and at the right edge, there is a downward pointing black triangle. I'll hover the mouse pointer over that triangle, and when it's in position, I'll click it, and doing so gives me a shortcut menu very like the one that I got when I right-clicked a data cell. I can sort A to Z, sort Z to A, that is either ascending or descending order, or I can use more options. In this case, I want to sort in reverse alphabetical order, so I'll click Sort Z to A, and my department names are now sorted in reverse alphabetical order: work, sport, play, dance, and balance. And as before, I can click the undo button to undo the sort that I just applied. Those are the basics of sorting data inside of a pivot table. The only tricky part is remembering how to sort by the data in the value field. And again, that technique is to right-click any cell, point to Sort, and select your sorting option. Other than that, use the controls in the pivot table fields pane, and you can rearrange your data as you desire.